Welcome, everybody. Thank you for joining our Health Hacks Zoom. I am Rachel Balancet. I am a regenerative health practitioner, a clinical iridologist, and Ayurvedic practitioner. And I'm also a scholar of nutrition. I have read medical medium extensively. And so I feel like I pretty much cover the gamut in terms of diversity and knowledge. And so I just like you all to know that because well, it's nice to know where we're coming from because Stephanie and I have been health coaching for together for 10 years or so. And Stephanie's been on a journey of healing cancer. She has so many tricks up her sleeve, so much information to give. The two of us together have helped multitudes, and I mean in the thousands of people who recover from autoimmune disorders and pretty much everything under the sun. We've helped so many people um, from anything from diabetes to multiple sclerosis. I mean, we are here to help people. It is our passion. And I'm going to introduce Stephanie in just a moment because she is a dear friend and all of you are about to get to know her and her story. But what I want to do is, first of all, begin our slideshow. And I want to remind you that we are the ones we've been waiting for. I think that at this point in time, everyone is looking online to try to heal themselves. And we are beginning to question our doctors and wonder if pharmaceuticals really are the things that can help us, or if there is another way, if there is a root cause that is actually healable. And I'm here to tell you there is. Even if you were in hospice, even if you are someone and you are like, I am at the end of my rope, there is no solution for me, you can still turn things around. And we've got three tools. They're represented here in this slide. Maybe you can find them. We're going to talk today about molecular hydrogen. We're going to talk about a plant-based stem cell therapy, and we're going to talk about nutrition. And so I'm going to go ahead and start with you, Stephanie, because Stephanie is my hero. Here she is. Look at her in all her glory. She actually, you can, oops, let's go back. Stephanie, it's really incredible, not only what you've done for yourself. I mean, you've lost a ton of weight. You lost like 60 pounds and you have healed multiple things in your body. And then you've also helped your children. And your story is amazing because you've also been the chair of the Million Mom movement and have been in touch with so many important influencers who are uh, championing for medical freedom. So I'd love to have you just share your story, and you're going to start us off today with molecular hydrogen.
Yeah, beautiful. Thank you so much for that introduction. Rachel, I adore you. You have been a side by on my healing journey for 10 years. And I honestly don't know what I would do without you, to be honest. So, yeah, I'll just share a little bit about where I've been and where I am now. You'll see that photo on the left. That was April 2013. Mother of two children, wife, busy business coach, who really had lost her way nutritionally. And it was all about cobbling together frozen food meals. I'd really lost. I used to pride myself on being a domestic goddess, and then just the demands of mothering and running my life, I got lazy. And so I ended up gaining about 50 pounds, actually, Rachel. And lost it through one of the protocols that we're going to be sharing with you today, a superfood, organic superfood protocol. And really, what it helped me to do was to just eat better, to just eat more whole foods, more alkaline foods, and to really learn about nutrition so I could be eating more potently nutritious foods. And so, that's really where my story begins about 10 years ago when I met Rachel, and she really helped me to do that. And then the photo on the right is this past spring. And you can see that my hair is quite short, it's a bit longer now. Um, And it actually all fell out a year ago. I received a cancer diagnosis in the spring of 2019. You can see that photo after I've lost all the weight. Um, it was that year that I received a breast cancer diagnosis. And then the breast cancer, I worked to heal it naturally for about 4 years. And then it did metastasize to the bones. And it was pretty gnarly. I was bedridden for about a month and a half. And I ultimately made a decision after being, pretty committed to healing naturally to ultimately work with metronomic low dose chemotherapy, which is about a third of standard chemotherapy. And lost all my hair, but I didn't have the horrendous side effects that many people suffer from chemotherapy. And I was able to continue caring for my children, doing my businesses, and caring for myself. I have everyone ask me, why is your hand over your eye in that photo? They think it's some conspiracy thing. And I'm like, it's over my eye because I actually lost vision 6 years ago. Not 100%. I can still see light and shadow. But that is why I'm wearing an eye patch today. But the long and the short of all of it is that I've really worked with allopathic and alternative modalities to maintain um, my well-being, for all these years. And I'm excited to share with you about something that I found out about 2 years ago, and that would be molecular hydrogen gas. So feel free to go on to the next slide, Rach. Yeah, so I worked with a doctor in Scottsdale, Arizona 2 years ago when I learned that the cancer had metastasized to my bones. And I just want to say something here about that because most people get really, really afraid when they hear about a stage 4 diagnosis. And and it's 1111 angel numbers. And so and so that was not my experience. I did not get scared or fearful. I knew I had work to do. And how did I know I had work to do? Because I'd surrounded myself with so many practitioners, including Rachel, who knew that cancer is just the body's way of telling us that something needs to change. Even though I had changed my diet, there were still a lot of things that needed to change in my life and in my lifestyle. And so when I found out about molecular hydrogen, I was jaw dropped. The science out there is phenomenal. There's over 3,000 studies that show that molecular hydrogen can support humans. And this doctor was showing my sister and I all these studies. And yeah, this is a beautiful quote from Dr. Shigeo Ota in Japan. He's a pioneer in hydrogen research. Molecular hydrogen has the potential to revolutionize medicine as we know it. So my doctor in Scottsdale was showing me studies, recent studies out of Asia predominantly and Japan specifically, that molecular hydrogen could really help people with cancer. And here's why. So it acts like a selective antioxidant, targeting only the most harmful free radicals in the body, especially the hydroxyl radical OH+. This radical is one of the most damaging molecules that we can produce, attacking our DNA, proteins, and cells, and contributing to aging and disease. Unlike traditional antioxidants that neutralize all radicals, including helpful ones, hydrogen is intelligent. It only neutralizes the bad, restoring balance without interfering with the body's natural healing processes. This means the body can function more efficiently, reducing the need for excessive supplements and supporting deeper, more natural wellness. And the other thing that I want to say about molecular hydrogen is it's tiny. It's the smallest molecule that there is. So I like to think that it goes into the body and performs biological triage, meaning that it goes to where it's absolutely needed. and it's tiny enough to cross the blood-brain barrier. So its effect on our brains and neurological health is profound. And there's tons of studies out there about this specific topic too. So if you know anyone who has TBI, traumatic brain injury, concussions, Alzheimer's, dementia, molecular hydrogen is such a blessing for these folks. It boosts cellular energy and recovery. Hydrogen supports the creation of ATP, the energy currency of your cells. This can lead to better stamina, faster recovery, and increased energy. So it's excellent for athletes. Yeah, trusted by athletes, biohackers, and wellness lovers alike for enhancing performance and clarity without artificial stimulants. So if you're seeing more information about molecular hydrogen, this is why it is an amazing, easy hack that you can do every single day. We all need to be drinking water. So this was news to me. It also can support gut health. Go back one, Rach. Yeah, gut health and immunity. So the gut is your second brain. I think we are all pretty much aware of that right now, that the two are connected and hydrogen has your back. It promotes a healthy gut microbiome, soothes inflammation, and helps those dealing with IBS, Crohn's, and autoimmune challenges. Plus, it boosts your immune cells, helping you stay strong from the inside out. Longevity and anti-aging. Okay, this is where my story gets really good. So I'm 60 and proudly. And a couple years ago, when I first started drinking the molecular hydrogen water, I wasn't entirely sure about how it was helping me because at that point I was going through the metronomic low dose chemotherapy. But I knew because of the research that I'd done that it was helping me. And so at one point, I'm driving along in the car with my mom, who's 84, and it's summertime, it's August. And she's looking at my arm. She's like, Steffi, look at your arms. And I said, what about them? And she said, your skin is beautiful. And I said, oh, I'm looking at my arms and looking at the road, driving and looking at my arms. And I was like thinking to myself, well, she's not wrong. And so um, I'm quiet for a moment. And then I said, oh my God, Mom. I said, do you know what we're looking at? And she goes, what? I said, a hydrated body. So for most of my adult life, I'd had incredibly dry forearms and shins, like peeling skin, cracked skin, flaking off, slathering lotions and potions and oils all over my body when I would get out of the bath or the shower. So what changed is that my body became deeply hydrated. That was my body's way, all the dry skin of telling me that I was dehydrated, but I didn't know that. So it deeply hydrates your cells, okay, which supports how your skin looks all over your body. Oh yeah, there's my arm. I look like I'm 30, not 60. Come on now. All right, so benefits of hydrogen-rich water. Selective antioxidant-like effects, like we've discussed. Anti-allergy effects. That's fascinating. And you can apply it topically if you're having issues with your eyes, allergies with your eyes. Anti-inflammatory effects, anti-cellular death effects, anti-aging effects. You can look youthful even when you're 60. Support the immune system, increases the cellular metabolism, improves the body's antioxidants or the redox status of the cell, reduces muscle fatigue, anti-diabetic effects, anti-cancer effects, hello, improves cognitive function or beneficial effects of brain, and protects DNA and RNA. So that's powerful and profound. And, can I give all the credit to my health and wellness right now to molecular hydrogen? No, I've done many, many things, but it's foundational to my well-being right now because drinking water is foundational to all of our well-being. We can live without food. We cannot live without water. Okay. So is there one more, Rich? Oh, yeah. So, what device have I been drinking out of, you might ask? Well, initially, the doctor in Scottsdale sold me a device off of Amazon. I didn't know any better. My sister didn't know any better. We just bought it and said thank you. Okay. Well, what I've since learned is that not all devices are created equal. And several months after my doctor sold me the Amazon device, I found this device. Okay, this is the Cell Power device by Lumivite. I like to call it the Ferrari of molecular hydrogens. And people say, don't you mean the Maserati? And I say, no, I mean Ferrari. I grew up with Ferraris. My stepfather was a mechanic for Italian cars. And so I had beautiful Ferraris in my field, in my home, really, like parked right in my driveway all the time. Yellow, red, gorgeous, right? Testarossa, like gorgeous. So when I learned about the Cell Power device created by Nuno Nina, I actually got to connect with Nuno Nina on Zooms, just like what you're on right now. And I was blown away by the genius of this design. And you can see some of what makes it special here. So we've got 3 unique frequencies in the lid. I actually haven't turned mine on today. So you can see right there, you've got energy, recovery, and Lumivite. So it's the beginning of the day here. So I'm going to actually turn on energy. You double click it, and that circle going round and round is actually sending frequencies into the water, which is structuring the water and giving it the energy that I need, in addition to the molecular hydrogen. And there we've got the beautiful Belizean blue. That's the hydrogen going into the water right now. Okay. So it's a 3-phase formula. You can either do 3-minute, 6-minute, or 9-minute. There's chromotherapy, hence my blue, but you can do violet, you can do yellow, red, white, green, whatever color you're working with or is meaningful for you if you're working with your chakras, your energy centers. Um, Let's talk about the specially designed PEM for a moment, the PEM membrane, which is right here in the base. So part of why I call this the Ferrari of molecular hydrogen is because the electrolysis process to create hydrogen in a water vessel can be very dirty, meaning it can add heavy metals and chemicals into the water. We don't want that. Don't spend your money on crap like I did with that doctor who bought something off of Amazon. Just don't do it. Our PEM membrane is made with titanium and medical grade stainless steel. Okay. Pure, clean, water in, water out, plus molecular hydrogen. This is vital for me and for all of us because the accumulation of heavy metals in our bodies is a problem. All right. And I have spent literally months. Rachel mentioned the medical medium. I did the medical medium's heavy metal detox protocol for about 8 or 9 months. I was having horrendous migraines. This is before I found the molecular hydrogen. And the migraines went away. So heavy metals are a huge issue in our society. And that is actually a whole other Zoom that Rachel and I could offer you about what's going on with heavy metals and why we want to get them out of our body. So I certainly wasn't about to drink from a device that was infusing medical metals or chemicals into my water. All right. So the purity of the Cell Power device was also very important to me. Um, and then the dual chamber electrolysis reservoir, which there's magnets. There's a magnetic ring in the base, and it mimics the magnetic field of the Earth's core. So, it's just magic in a bottle. Like, I don't know what more I can tell you. I just think it's brilliant. And if you research Nuno Nina, you'll see exactly what I'm talking about. Next slide, Rach. Oh, oh yeah. Let's just briefly, I'll talk about, yeah, let's just go back to the LVIQ. Yeah, there we go. So this was the first product for Lumivite, this device, this bottle. And then in May of this year, we created some molecular hydrogen tablets. And so this is kind of like microdosing molecular hydrogen, and this is like macrodosing it. So you have these tablets, you put one into about 8 ounces, 6 to 8 ounces of water, and within 3 minutes, you have a wellness elixir. You can take these traveling with you. This tablet doesn't just have molecular hydrogen in it, it has resveratrol, which is highly anti-cancer, vitamin C, vitamin B12, spermidine, and magnesium, all very powerful ingredients for this supplement. So, and you can see there it's $88 for one box, but you can get a subscription for $79 if you like it and you want to keep ordering it. Oh, and this device, by the way, is $4.98 before tax and shipping. So it's about 68 cents a day if you spread it out over the 2-year warranty. So is that a big investment? It's not a water filtration system. It's more like a medical device, to be honest with you, that will help you potentially turn around a cancer diagnosis, but absolutely prevent um, uh, any diagnosis. Because, like I said, the ramifications for molecular hydrogen in our body are vast. And once you start doing the research on how it can help people with all manner of health issues, it's pretty impressive. So great. Let's move on to stem cell therapy.
Thank you. I just want to thank you so much and say that I also have my device here too, and it's really helped my boyfriend with long haul COVID. He used to not be able to even lift his arms, but everything that we're going to present to you today actually are part of the healing solutions that he's found. So we're going to talk about stem cell therapy. Thank you so much, Stephanie. And this is what we're going to talk about next is actually a plant-based spray that actually activates your own stem cells. And so many people are spending tens of thousands of dollars, even hundreds of thousands of dollars, going to other countries, getting these stem cell injections that may or may not work. And they're made from, you know, I don't even want to say what they're made from. But it's it's an unpleasant controversial issue what they're made from. But long story short is that we have this wonderful natural opportunity, natural solution, and these are quantum plant molecules. Okay, and so I don't know if Monet actually made it on. She actually had a little plumbing emergency, so I'm going to go ahead and share her story for her. Actually, Stephanie, would you share her story because I love the way you tell it.
Yeah, I'm happy to. I had been taking the stem cell plant molecule blood cleansing protocol since February. And Rachel, she urged me to do it. And I listened to Rachel. And so I did it for 4 months. I'll just share my story first,
Yeah,
Rachel.
share your story. Yeah.
Yeah. So I did it for 4 months. I wanted to have my experience before I said anything to anyone. And so one of the side effects that happened with the low dose chemotherapy was extreme neuropathy in my hands and my feet. They were numb. My hands were numb. I felt like I had thumbs trying to get into my wallet, getting credit cards out. Like it was really bad. And my feet, like I'd be in downward dog doing yoga. And I'm like, are my feet back there with my sister? I'm like, because I don't feel them. Like it was really bad. And um, so I had my experience, and I had my results, and I was very happy because I was super skeptical at first. And one day I'm on Facebook and I see Monet's my friend, and she's working. She'd been offering the stem cell to herself and her child for several months. She hadn't even done the 4 months. And she shared these incredible brain scans for her child who has multiple health issues, ADD, ADHD, on the autism spectrum, fetal alcohol, was born with fetal alcohol syndrome. A lot was going on with this child. And she shared these brain scans, one from November, which, oh, you've got them. Oh, I didn't know that you've got them. Yay, there you go. Oh, so here we go. So one from July 2025, and then one from March 2025. And so, yeah, what is that? Like 6 months, approximately? Less than 6 months.
4 months. It's four
June,
months.
July. Yeah.
That's 4 months.
So
That's the whole 4 month blood upgrade that she that
there you go. All right. Well done, Rachel. Well done. So, so the one on the left shows that there was inflammation, all the things that were creating the cognitive issues for the child and his behavior. It was a big, huge red blob there, right? And then 4 months later, look at how it's diminished. That's the only thing that she changed for her son. She was blown away by his behavior, blown away by how he was relating to her, connecting with her, and at school, she was hearing back from his teachers and such. And I was like, oh my God, I have to share this story on Facebook. I said, and I shared a little bit about my story. I'm like, my story's good. This story is way better because we're dealing with children here who are born with whatever limitations they're born with. Um, or from whatever epigenetically they've taken in since they were born, like this is major. Okay, when we can help children with this blood cleansing protocol, I was all in to get the word out to my circles, and so that's what I'm still doing now, which is right. I stay with Rachel.
yeah. So Stephanie, you need to tell what the outcome, because you told us what happened, that you had all this neuropathy, but did it change?
Oh, I'm sorry. Yeah. Yeah, no more neuropathy in my hands. I can feel my feet. There's still a few little pins and needles in them. So I'm just committed to taking the blood cleansing protocol for the rest of my life. To like 100% reverse the neuropathy in my feet. But just because we are mitigating toxins all day, every day, no matter where you live, it doesn't matter anymore. And so it just makes sense to me to be detoxing every single day with this
Yeah.
blood cleansing protocol. It certainly can't hurt, right?
You had remarkable, I mean, a huge amount of relief in your first 4 months. And
I
so
did.
some
Yeah.
people take longer because we have more to go. And it takes 7 years to replace all of the bones cells in our body. So let's see where you are in 7 years. Your bones will all be new, you
Oh,
know?
I love that. I love that vision for me, Rachel. Thank you.
Yeah, yeah, you're welcome. So let's talk about this. Unfortunately, my slideshow is a little bit wonky here, but okay. So quantum plant molecules. They call it the God molecule because what this is the master molecule of 44 plants. What is the master molecule? Well, master molecule is actually the molecule that has all of the nutrition of the entire plant. So it's one molecule that has all the information from the root, the stem, the leaf, the flower, everything that plant could possibly have is in one molecule. That's why it's able to fit into a spray, because it's so tiny and you can actually just spray it under the tongue, 4 sprays 3 times a day, and boom, it's going to actually start regenerating your blood. You're going to start having new blood that is created, which is all stem cell blood. Okay. So let's talk a little bit for a moment about the history. The research was funded 50 years ago by European royal families. And they went through the researchers went through 100 million combinations of plants before they landed these 44 special plants. Doctors gave this to 300,000 people, of which 50% had a third and fourth stage diagnosis, and all 300,000 people recovered. A government lab called the telomeres tests the telomeres. Okay, the telomeres are the end caps of your DNA. They look like shoelaces. Imagine your DNA is a shoelace, and then you've got these little end caps, right? The little shoelace caps. Those are the telomeres, and those have been shown through these last 50 years of research. Towards the end of the research, they discovered that you can actually tell a person's age through the telomeres. So if a person has longer telomeres, that means they are younger in age. They're more youthful. And so of the 1,500 people who sent their blood work to this lab, All of them were younger by between 5 and 30 years, 30 years younger. So it reverses age. These people who did the 4-month blood upgrade, these are the results. So what does it do? It creates microcirculation is the first most important thing. This is basically causing more veins, more little micro veins that can actually allow toxins to leave the body. Metals, uh, zombie cells, which are responsible for cancer, microplastics, things that feed all of the viruses and pathogens, parasites, and everything in our body. So this microcirculation is key. Oops, wrong direction. And then, like we said, it creates stem cell activation. So your body begins to create its own stem cells. As we get older, our stem cells stop. We start having less and less, fewer and fewer stem cells. And so the stem cell activation is unique for actually reverse aging. And like I said, it creates longer telomeres. What can micro-recirculation review? We'll recap: microplastics, heavy metals, parasites, spike proteins, and zombie cells, just to name a few. All kinds of chemical toxins it can remove. And chemical toxins feed all the viral loads and pathogens in our body. Stem cells. What do stem cells do? They repair tissue. And in the skin, they're called fibroblasts. So this is like Botox in a bottle. There's actually a cream as well. You can have the sprays and you can also get the cream. And the cream is like Botox in a bottle. You can do with people have done a just put the cream on one side of their face for 3 days and see a noticeable difference. It's amazing. And so why is it so important? Well, when we repair our blood is what feeds our tissue, our muscles, all the different connective tissues in our body, all of our organs. And then blood also feeds our bones. And so if we want to heal our bones, we've got to start with the blood. And a quick little story, my boyfriend actually had a transformation of his teeth. He was struggling with an abscess tooth, and he was using the sprays and also brushing the cream onto his gums. And long story short, within 2 days, the pain was gone. Within 2 weeks, the abscess was gone. And within 2 months, that tooth that was loose was now firmly planted in his mouth, and it was growing roots down, and the receding gum lines grew back. So what this is a 4-month blood upgrade. And we talked about telomeres. They're responsible for reverse aging. And this 4-month blood upgrade is what actually causes your body to produce new cells that have longer telomeres. And like we said, the 1,500 people in the study grew to 15 to 30 years younger. Lauren, now I know Lauren hopped on. She's a little sick today, but are you there, Lauren? Let's unmute her if she's there. Or did she hop off? Oh, she's there.
Hi.
There you are. Beautiful, Lauren. Hi. Thank you so much for joining us today. You know, one of the reasons I'm so happy you're joining is because you have so many stories. I mean, the people that you've helped in your household, your own family, it's just incredible. And I was wondering if you could share kind of like what was going on in their systems before and like how they're doing now as a result of doing the blood upgrade.
So for the blood upgrade, let's say there's even my dog. My dog had urinary incontinence. So
Wow.
she'd pee the bed, she'd pee herself, like you would see leaking coming out. And
Oh,
after 3 months, that was gone. It
wow.
did get better before it got worse. She started peeing like a lot, and then it just
Hmm.
was done. So it's like her body was like processing out or something. Like,
Wow.
but yeah, so that's gone. Um, My grandparents, they're in their 80s. They are just in general like thriving. They're in the yard doing yard work for hours and hours. Like he wasn't really able to walk to the mailbox, my papa.
Hmm.
And like he's walking to the mailbox and doing yard work. So they're going to the bathroom less during the night. They're still getting up, but it's lessening. And my mom with the superfoods, her neuropathy pain in her feet was starting to go away with just the superfoods,
Hmm.
but she stopped taking the superfoods and that came back.
We're going to talk about
Um,
the superfoods later too, just so everyone knows. Stick around.
okay.
We talk about that. Yeah.
Um, and then let's see. For me, I had a sinus thing going on for like most of my life. My mom says about 20 years. And to where I like my nose would get really, really stuffed. I couldn't do yoga. I couldn't do breath work because I'd constantly have to blow my nose. It was really embarrassing, especially when I had to do a college class for yoga. So that after about 3 months on the spray, I realized it's gone. So it's
Wow.
actually come
Cool.
back. My nose has been running the last 3 days, but this morning I was like, oh my gosh, I'm gonna spray the spray in my nose. So I sprayed the spray in my nose and my nose stopped running this morning. So that's
Wow.
pretty cool. Um, what else?
Oh, and then you
So
had
yeah.
acne. You had
Oh
acne
yeah, and then
disappear.
true, the acne disappeared. So when I started the spray, it really started coming up since high school. I would break out here alongside my neck or my jaw and
Hmm.
along the side of my face. And started the spray about a week in. It was like coming out, and actually it lasted for almost 4 months during the entire 4 month cycle.
Hmm.
And right after that 4 months, gone. And my skin has been so beautiful. It's been lacking like a glow that I used
Mm.
to have before, and I just been praying for it to come back. So after this whole blood cycle, the glow's back. I'm just a little sick right now, and I haven't been breaking out again.
Oh, yay.
So
That's so
yeah.
awesome. And who was it that there was somebody with a knee, was there somebody who had like knee pain or something like that that was just struggling? Was that your mom who was like struggling with walking and your
Um,
papa?
that's my papa,
Okay, okay.
and
Yeah,
he's
and
walking to
so
the mailbox and doing all that. Yeah.
yay. Oh my gosh. Thank you
Mhm.
so much. I'm so happy for your whole family, including your dog. And that's the beautiful thing is this can be used on pets. You can be used on children, babies, pregnant women. It's safe for everyone. And there have been reported no side effects. This has no side effects or contraindications with any medications because of the nature of this quantum plant technology that it's the God molecule. So it has the ability, I don't know, somehow the way it's made, it's just a no side effects, wonderful solution. All right. I'm trying to, let's see. There we go. Okay. So here's a kit just so you can think about it. You can have both the creams and the sprays, and then you can also have the creams, the sprays, and the patches, which we haven't even talked about. But what I love about the patches is each one of these patches lasts is basically represents a month supply. One patch lasts 3 days. And I have seen so many people, so many women dealing with hot flashes, and that they've gone away instantly with using the patches. And the patches also have the frequency of what's in the spray. So those same plant molecules are in a frequency patch, and you can just like put it on your body and have it stay on and have results. And there's many different kinds of patches. There's ones for energy, ones for sleep. There's ones for women's hormones, men's hormones, etc. So this is just like an incredible versatile pack. The blood upgrade is like $6.98 for the first 3 months, and then you can order, one bottle a month to make up for the fourth month, and just do one bottle a month for maintenance. So you can talk to whoever invited you to learn more about that if you would like. And Now we're going to move on and talk about organic nutrition. There's so much to cover. This is our third one, so I'm glad that we're able to get to it. And this is what Lauren was talking about that her mom did that was helping her with her neuropathy, right, Lauren? You were saying that, yeah, this was what she was really doing.
Yes.
Cool. So, so we're going to talk about organic nutrition. Now, obviously, it's important to be organic these days. I think we all know that because we just want to avoid genetically modified ingredients, things, and we want to avoid the pesticides and herbicides and things that are, toxic to our system that are feeding pathogens in our body, autoimmune disorders, etc. And so I'm going to share my story. This is me. So on the left side, this is when I was a wedding photographer years ago. Somebody caught a picture of me just like exhausted, fatigued while I was working. I was working at an Indian wedding, so I have henna on my hands. And I would just be like this almost all the time. And I couldn't open my eyes often. It was the pain of light was too intense, which was a sign of adrenal fatigue. I had brain fog. I had digestive issues. I was bloated, and I was also overweight. Can't really tell in that picture because you can't really see everything, but I was definitely struggling with all of the above. And then I found the superfoods protocol, which is the ultimate lifestyle transformation, the 90-day liver cleanse, parasite detox, overall health reset. And within 10 days, I kid you not, my fatigue was gone, my bloating was gone, my energy was through the roof. I went from sleeping on the couch island, worrying about the future, thinking like I can't work anymore. People would find me asleep at the weddings, not even joking, on a couch somewhere, and then somebody would go, "Oh, hey, can you take the family photos?" I was always sneaking off for a nap whenever I could, and I eventually had to stop. And I was so sick that I ended up living in my car. And so here I was, finally recovered in the middle picture, like back to normal. Rachel's back. I feel energy. I lost weight in the first 10 days. I actually lost 10 pounds even because my body went into homeostasis. I had so much energy. I started working out all the time. And I just would work out every single day. And then someone said, "Hey, why don't you join this physique team?" And I was like, thought they were crazy. They said, "Go and compete." And so I just did, just to be part of, just to have fun with these other ladies. And lo and behold, I won my very first competition, and I won all the way up until I got into the pro, and then I won pro, and then I went to international pro, and there I am. I actually landed the cover of Bikini Magazine, which was never something I could have imagined in a million years. In the left picture, that was the farthest thing from my mind that I could even possibly attain. And so everything changed. My health and my well-being and my feeling about the future changed, because now I was like, okay, I got this. I'm going to live, I can work, and be a normal person. So this is what I did. I did the ultimate lifestyle transformation, which all of us who are speaking have done this. This is how Stephanie lost 60 pounds. This is how Lauren's mom also was able to handle some of the neuropathy in her legs, and until she stopped using the products. But this is something that can help you change habits. It can help you change your cravings, because these are the things that are the most probably problematic things for people. People have a hard time changing their diet because they're afraid of, "Oh, well, I can't do that. I crave chocolate. I crave coffee. All these. I crave sugar. All the things I crave. All the things that we know. We all know that we want to be eating more vegetables. I think we can all agree with that, right? But it's like hard. It's hard to say no to chips and chocolate and cookies. But this actually reduces cravings because it alkalizes the body. And so when you have an alkaline body, you actually stop craving the things that are causing you trouble. And so I just say, add this in. Don't worry about taking things out because they'll naturally fall away. This has the most amazing ability to increase your energy, repair digestion, build muscle, and helping you lose weight sustainably, because you come into homeostasis. And this has natural, just all kinds of amazing plant-based protein. This covers, 2 of your meals. This can cover, like, those shakes can cover 2 of your meals per day, and also give you the best night's sleep, the absolute most amazing night's sleep from the tart cherry juice that's in the pack. And it can also reduce pain and inflammation. So and then it can also save you money and time. It's like $12 a day, which covers 2 meals, like I said. And then you can have a nice healthy meal, with your family, a regular meal with your family. So this is just basic, and you can have as much snacks of fruit and vegetables as you want throughout the day. And this can actually free up time because it'll save you time in the kitchen. Okay. So, how does this all work together? I think that it's really important to know that everything that we do in our life, from water to food to the supplements that we're taking, all have an impact on our health overall. And sometimes it's hard for people to change their diet. They're scared to try something new to nutrition. And that's why the new extracts, the herbal, the herbal sprays are really helpful for people who are like, I just don't want to go that route. They can still have amazing results with that. Sometimes people are like, the only thing I can change is my water. That's the only thing I want to do. So Luma Vitae is going to offer you the solution of helping you with antioxidants. It's going to help you detox some of the things that are toxic for you. And it's clean, structured frequency. So that's the particular Luma Vitae bottle. Plus it has that amazing PEM filter that detoxes everything. So if you wanted to do all of this, if you wanted to have the nutrition, you wanted to also change your water and have the most amazing, clean, structured water that's wetter water, more hydrating. And then you also wanted to have the herbs and actually start repairing the tissues in your body. If you feel like you have any tissues that need repairing, including your skin, including the face, including our hands, including our organs, our liver, then the new extracts, Hercules spray and those kits are going to be incredible. They're going to help you remove zombie cells. They're going to help transform symptoms with frequency. And this all works together. And, for under $1,000, you can do all of this. And all you have to do is just talk to whoever invited you and let them know if you're interested in any of these things, if you want to add any of these to your regime. They'll help you get started. And then you can join us on this rescue mission. You can share the solutions. You can help your friends and family and clients. If you're a health practitioner, you can create residual income and you can be the one your friend has been waiting for. Okay, you can be the one your friend has been waiting for. So, yeah, I just want to say that we are so grateful to have this opportunity. And I'm really grateful that Stephanie has been my friend and my confidant all along the way for the last 10 years, helping me. She's the one who introduced me to molecular hydrogen. Lauren Johnson has been an inspiration for me with seeing her family transform with all the stem cell sprays and everything that, and all these different avenues. She's been helping her family with all these three things. And for me, I've been able to help my partner transform his life he was struggling with long haul COVID, and just seeing him be able to move and bounce back in the world. He's done all of these and he won't stop. He has been on the 2 shakes a day with the Purium lifestyle for almost 2 years now. And it's literally changed his life. And he is able to work. And whereas before when I first met him, he was pretty much feeling like he was on his deathbed. So thank you so much for joining us on Health Hacks. We do have the replay available for you. Just get back to the person who invited you and enjoy our future presentations. Let us know if you would like to know about more in the future. There's so much you can do. I always talk about nutrition on my Instagram page. I give as much as I can at no cost. We all are sharing on social media, so you can also follow all of us if you have our names. So thank you so much for everything. I hope you guys have a wonderful day, and we will be here for you. Thank you so much. Take care.